Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Quill and Cauldron. I'm Kerri.
And I'm Melissa. So brew your potion, pull up a chair, and step into the magic with us.
That's right. And today, because it's so bloody hot, and it's only going to get hotter because thanks to all those lovely white conservatives, we
Yeah,
are going to have
climate.
global warming until we're not. So this is water. But if you have
Yeah,
margaritas or
we
whatever
don't
the hell's in
judge.
your potion, we don't care. I'm going to have a swig right now.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go. Okay, so today we are exploring angel numbers, one of my favorite topics, and something that I have noticed ever since I decided to go fully spirituality. And that's my end game goal of what I want to do 24/7, past the JOB, just what is that? Just over broke. That's what that stands for.
Oh,
Uh,
I've not heard that.
yeah, I heard that like 20 years ago. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So today we're going to explore angel numbers. Have you ever seen on a clock the numbers 1111? So maybe you've seen repeating numbers on license plates, billboards, phone numbers, etc. The list is endless, truly. Many people believe that seeing these numbers are from our angel guides, spirits, or our higher selves trying to tell us something, like literally connect to ourselves, because we do have our higher selves in us. We just lost that connection. So it would be pretty cool to think of. It's kind of like that moment in Harry Potter when he knew he could do it because he'd already seen himself doing it. Do you remember that scene? I forget the
With the
movie.
expecto
Y-
patronus.
yes,
With his
yes.
patronus, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
Or
across
the
the
expecto
water.
patronum. Yes.
Patronum, yeah. And it was when he
Yeah.
was across the water and he saw that, was it the stag?
He thought it
And
was his dad,
he
but
thought it was,
yes.
yes, yes, but he knew he could do it. So that's us. That's us with our angel numbers. That's our higher selves,
Exactly. Yeah.
like telling us. So it's like, I think it's personally, I think it's a combination of spirit guides, could be um angels, could be guardian angels, could be, or our true higher selves just repeating, like saying, wake up, I'm trying to connect with you, you're here to basically rise yourself up to be a higher consciousness. And I personally love that myself.
So I've definitely noticed repeating numbers, and a lot more so since we've been speaking recently about this. Because I guess I've become more mindful about it. But in the past, I'd never really looked into it. I guess I kind of heard, things about it, but it just kind of, I just kept into tarot. But I'm really excited because I see things, and then one of my daughters sees a pattern of
Oh, that's
numbers
right.
everywhere. So it's kind of been eye opening, and I'm really excited to learn more.
Exactly. Is it 329? Was that her
Yeah,
constant?
yeah,
Yeah, I have to look that up because those are three separate numbers. Mostly angel numbers are normally repetitive, but
right.
they all mean something because of numerology, which we will have an episode in the future about. But what's really
Yes,
cool is when you amplify that one digit, one, two, or three times or more, the energy around that is just beyond amazing. And that's like just expressing through your angel guides, spirit guides, angels, all that I'm trying to say as usual. So when most people see these numbers on a continual basis, people then start asking, like, what the hell does that mean? And so for today's episode, we wanted to really deep dive into the practical side and the spiritual side of angel numbers. So that's what we're going to teach you today. And I'm very excited because this is one of my favorite subjects.
yay.
Yay.
So let's just start at the beginning. What is an angel number?
So angel numbers are a repetitive sequence of numbers like 111, 222, 333, all the way up until like 999. And then it can go into like 1111 or 1212, things like that. And they're supposed to be from our spirit guides, and they have spiritual messages or deep meanings of to where you are in your life and where they're helping take you. So for example, when I decided to do all of this spirituality, what was it, January 7th, 2024, I was like, yep, that's it. We had that discussion a couple episodes ago. Um, Ever since then, it's like my whatever I needed to do to get to that idea of spirituality. And of course, with spirituality is always intuition. What's intuition? Inspired, which means spirit, right? You're
Right.
being inspired. So you're being intuition spirited by spirit. It's cool how these words come together too. It's like, oh my God, I never thought of that before too. Like, not I have, but I'm just saying most people don't. And so all of this is just brilliant. And the energy behind it, I'm actually getting like goosebumps talking about it. And so these messages are telling you where you are right now, because it takes a lot of energy from I've been told it's called the realm. I don't know all these words yet. I'm still growing, learning, educating, all that stuff. So we'll just go with
Yep.
it until we know
Exactly.
better. And because of the realm, and the veil is supposed to be very faint when you finally reconnect to your higher self, which is connecting to that other world, right? And
Gotcha.
then
Yep.
they are supposed to be telling you, because we're supposed to have like a team of spirit guides that have been with you since birth and always go with you. This is what I've read. Haven't experienced this yet, but this is what I read, that they're supposed to go with you each and every part of your journey, past lives, future lives, always. This team is with you since the minute you were created, right? Your soul's created. So their messages. So when I decided to do this, and then when I got into that tarot class for 6 months with my high priestess Vanessa, all I kept seeing was two, 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 two. Like I've always seen all of them, but it would be a repetitive, like throughout the day, because I was also very frustrated, because I was also breaking down my bookkeeping, wanting to get into a new job and the move and all that stuff. And all I kept seeing is 222. What's 222? Patience. That, I mean, there's more to 222, but the biggest word to 222 is patience. And after
Right.
a while, I was like, I get it. I know I'm being patient. Just give me what I want now. And I had to wait 6 months for this new job. It's worth it. I love this job. I'm a project
Yes.
manager now. I'm super happy. I got rid of bookkeeping. But that's just one aspect of my life. And our life is, in your life and everybody's life, is a massive journey. And there's so many different channels that you can take on this journey, like a fork in the road, because we all have free will. And I love that. You don't think of that, do you? You think, well, because I used to believe as a kid, oh, we have our lives pre-planned. For some reason, I kept saying that. My mom's like, yep, yep, yep. My mom would always say, yep, we do. But then you could, and you might do, and supposedly what are they called? Melissa just had this done, the Akashic records. Am
Oh,
I
the
saying it right?
Akashic records.
Akashic
Yeah.
records. I always say that
Yeah.
wrong. And they're
I
telling
think that's
you,
how it's pronounced.
yeah, no, please forgive us if we screw up on any words. Remember, we're all going through, at least these two chicks are going
Yeah.
through perimenopause, and we have a lot of brain farts. So just bear with
Yes.
us.
And
Um,
spoonerisms.
yes. And so the journeys, they're always with you. But if you have a set path or set journey, we have free will. So we can always get off the path. But and that's where the lessons of life take us, right? And if you're on the
Yes.
right path, which I feel like I have been on the right path in many ways, and completely, even in the same life, completely off the right path in other ways, where you're like, oh shit, I made a bad decision, then you have to pay for that decision by learning a life lesson, right? But you don't
Yes.
know that until you make that decision, and that's the whole free will part. And then when
Right.
you know you're on the right path, things are just happening easier. You're connecting to those frequencies, you're bringing in what you want, you're doing all the right things, and you're really supporting your higher self, which is awesome. And so when I had those 222s, which was driving me crazy, the 222s are still showing up, but not as much, because I am on, it's so funny. Every time I look up, I happen to look at my phone, 555. Every time I look up, I look at my phone again, 444, 333, 111. I was
I
like,
see
talk to me all
333
day.
a lot. Yeah.
333 is, they're all amazing. 333 is your
Right.
spirit guides are surrounding you. And we'll go
Oh,
through those too. But yeah, they're telling you, I'm here. I'm literally physically around you. And they normally are, but they're really
yeah.
concentrated in energy around you. So that's really cool.
Interesting.
And we're going to dive deeper.
So you said that it kind of goes back to when we're created, like souls
Yeah.
carry on and they carry on. So, but
Yes.
what about like the actual history? Like how far back in time does it go? Like the first angel number recording and whatnot?
So basically, the modern concept of angel numbers came through the idea of numerology. That's where it started. All because of the numbers led to what are numbers, and numerology led to people then
Yes.
putting things together through their daily lives. And then I think if they tapped in back then, like thousands of years ago, we're talking thousands of years ago,
Right.
then
Yeah.
think of how close their frequency was then. Like, but there's no distractions. We don't have these crappy cell phones. We don't have the computer.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all wonderful technology devices that we all should be grateful for, but they're also a major freaking hindrance. They also
Yes.
create their own electricity. Like, I mean, I was told, like, we wanted to get a TV in our room years ago, and they're like, don't do it because the static and the electricity will totally throw you off and you're sleeping, all this other stuff. And I was like,
Oh,
so we never did it. And then one day we did it. And then we're like, yeah, that we could hear it crackling. Like, we got a big one year in our bedroom for
yeah.
an anniversary and we got rid of it. But think of that, like all of that stuff years ago, thousands of years ago, did not exist. So there was never anything to actually interfere with the frequencies and your higher
Right.
consciousness, whatever that might have been 1,000 years ago,
Yeah.
depending on where that person was, because there was a lot of, you know, psychology and philosophy, I'm assuming,
I
to some
mean,
extent, Greek
Aristotle, like
mythology,
you
all
have,
that stuff.
yeah,
Yeah. So they had geniuses to some extent. And so
Da
that
Vinci.
would then, yeah, of course. So they would tap into their creation, their creativity, and that is inspired energy, right?
Yep.
Which is spirits, which is your
That makes
spirit guides, which
sense.
are then you get, if you start seeing the numbers back then, whoever invented numbers will have to do one on that. Then they got repetitive ones, right? Because I don't know who invented numbers. I'm assuming the Egyptians, right? Because when I went to Disney and you do the whole Epcot thing, not kidding.
I
you
believe
learn,
you.
you go in that ride and you learn about where paper started from and who
Oh,
started writing the first newspaper and who started to write, who was writing. And it was the Egyptians. And
yeah.
supposedly, just on a little side note there, the pyramids are created by extraterrestrials.
Yes, that I've heard a
Yes,
lot.
which makes perfect sense. Look at their whole, the way they're structured and everything. How the heck is someone supposed to like climb all that up and be like 1, 2, 3?
Right.
Like they didn't have that technology. So who brought the technology? Whole nother
Right.
topic for another day.
Yes.
But I mean,
Yes.
that's ancient times. That's Egyptians. That's Babylonian. And there's one other one. Let me look at my notes. Ancient Greece. And we've covered
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know a lot of people notice this on clocks. I know I noticed this on clocks. I don't, you said license plate. I'm probably
Mhm.
going to look more. Um, what else? Like, what else are some good places that you tend to find them?
So besides obviously clocks, and then there's radios, license
Oh,
plates,
yeah. Okay.
billboards, house numbers.
Okay.
Um, oh, it's
Like you just
cool.
happen to pass by and notice, oh, that says 4441.
Exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, regardless of the one, it's still 444. Even in
Right.
your even when we're doing our recordings, we've actually stopped on like
Oh,
111
that's right.
or
Yeah.
333, so
Yes.
they pop up anywhere. I mean, I've seen them on billboards, I've seen them on house numbers, I've seen them in a receipt. Like you all of a sudden you go to pay and you're like, oh, that's odd. Okay, here's all the same numbers and change. It's just very strange and you don't think of it. It's
Yeah.
just fascinating. They're anywhere. Okay, and other places you can see them are mileage markers, computer
Okay.
screens, which we've talked about numerous times now,
Yep.
radio stations, even radio stations, the station
Oh,
on your radio when you put
yeah.
it on in the car, because we all typically have digital displays, you know,
Yep.
because before you used to have to turn it. Do you
Oh, yeah.
remember?
The analog. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it's
I
called?
remember mine didn't even, I had a 1981 Toyota Starlet and
Ooh.
it didn't work. So I had my friend in the back seat with my CD player and they changed CDs. So
Oh, that's so cool.
that's how we listen to music
Exactly. God, we had
back
the
in the
thick.
90s.
I know. My mom had a station wagon. It had the chunky, cause not the cassettes we grew up in the boombox, but the thicker ones, which I
Oh,
don't know the name of. You had to stick those suckers in.
I knew it until you said it, until you
Sorry,
wanted to know
sorry.
it. And then it's like 8 tracks.
A tracks.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so cool. And I remember our antenna broke and you use they don't even have them anymore. They might. The
Yes.
hangers, the clothes hangers, the metal ones, you'd bend it
Oh,
and put it
yeah.
on. We'd have to do that
Yes.
sometimes. Get a new one. This one's broken. That was
Wonder what
funny.
happened. I
I
don't
know.
know.
And
I didn't use it as a sword.
I know. Oops.
Whoops.
I know.
It
God. And no
shouldn't screw
seatbelts.
off.
I know. It's crazy. So those
Anyway,
are those are way no, I mean, I love our conversations.
I know.
Those are ways you can see them. You can see them all day long. And you also, here's one, because I just had my tattoos done. You
Oh,
can see them on
yes.
people's bodies because a lot of
Oh,
people
yes.
like to wear their special angel numbers on their skin as well as necklaces. I mean, I actually went up to buy our car and get money out of the bank, and this woman who was my teller, she had 222, and I go, "You're into spirit guides and angel numbers." She goes, "How do you know that?" I was like, "On your necklace." She goes, "Oh my God, you're right. No one ever tells me that. I wear this all the time." I said, "Well, it's because I'm intuitive. Also, I looked at it, and secondly,
Right.
I'm into spirit guides too. So I think I was meant to talk to you." And then she
Right.
waived my. Then she waived my what is it called? My money order fee. I was like, "Yes, that
Oh,
worked."
nice.
Not that I was trying to do that, but it
Right.
worked out well. She goes,
Right.
she's like, "I'm just gonna waive that fee." I'm like, "Thank you, ma'am."
Good karma.
Good karma all day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see them everywhere and anywhere, including your skin. Not your skin, anybody's
Nice.
skin. Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe your skin.
I actually thought of doing that too. I'm like, where could I put that? But we know what they feel like, so it's a real big decision getting a tattoo.
Yes,
Totally off
it
topic, but
is.
regardless.
Informative.
So just so you all know, you can don't think, oh, I just saw one set of numbers today and that's it. You can see all the numbers repetitively throughout the day, especially the ones that your spirit guides want you to focus on. They're telling you a message because it takes less energy to show you numbers than it does to say, move something, right?
Yeah.
Because all of a
Right.
sudden, when you're looking for things, you can't find it. 10 to 1, you just don't see past your nose. You can look so hard, you don't see it. But then sometimes you actually find it somewhere else where you would never have put it. And you know you
Yes.
didn't do it. That's your
Yep.
spirit guides talking to you too.
So, how about any of you? Have any of you seen repetitive numbers lately or in your life ever? And you're just like, huh, I see that a lot. If so, comment below and let us know. So, how do we know the difference between maybe it's a coincidence or an actual message?
So that is a great question. Most teachers, or what I've been reading about, because they're all our teachers, online, whichever, they suggest think about what you were thinking, what happened before you thought that, the emotions you were feeling, and then the numbers that come into play when you see that. So for me, that example again, 222 is just telling me, Kerri, calm the fuck down. You are going to get a job, but if you hype all over it, it's going to take longer. Because what
Right,
energy and frequency am I sending out? Like, just worry, 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 worry. Well, if you don't find your patience, if you don't find your groundation, if you don't feel calm in your whole body, then you are sending out that energy. That energy will be met. And that's where the shit comes in. I always told my kids, think of yourself as a living magnet. Whatever you think about today creates your tomorrows, right? So it's the
right,
same with the angel numbers. What are you thinking about? What happened just that moment? What is the situation you're in that particular moment in your life? And then if you're actually asking, like, give me a sign, if you actually get to that point where you finally calm down and allow your brain to settle, you'll start seeing the numbers, but you have to be aware that that's happening until you see one to then think,
right,
oh, was that a one coincidence? Or when you start seeing the pattern, then you know it's not. In my opinion, anyway, I'm getting talked to all the time. I wish I could hear volume in my head when it comes to my angel guides. Excuse me, angels and spirit guides. I keep combining the two. Maybe that's a new term we should come up with because I keep
right.
doing it and it's
Or
the
at least
same
a
difference.
perimenopausal word. Yeah.
Well, hashtag it angel guides, which means angels
We're
and
part
spirit
of the
guides.
We Do Not Care Club.
That's right. That's a good one. I love that. But yeah, so
Oh,
that's
if
a
you're not
great
part of
way.
it, you should join. Sorry.
You should
Anyway,
join.
that's
Yeah.
off topic. Yeah.
It
Um,
doesn't matter.
anyway,
No, but that's true. So how are you feeling? You know what I mean? What brought that
right,
that thought? What is the next inspiration? Are we calming down? And you're seeing, like 333 should calm you down. All of them should calm you down. But that one's like, hey, you are surrounded now with your spirit guides. 222, be patient. There's more than that meaning to that because I kept looking like when I finally was getting close to the job, I'm like, I am patient. Why do you keep telling me? And then I looked up, what does 222 mean? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit anyway, which each and every angel number means. But that
right.
is a great way to show that is it coincidence or is it a message? And me personally, I don't believe in coincidences at all. I believe it's a message.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about some of the most common ones, the ones that people tend to refer to the most when they hear about angel numbers.
For me, like I said, it's 222, 444, 555, 333. But 111 is really powerful too, because 111 is like whatever you're thinking about, all about the law of attraction and frequency, which is still spirit, angel, all of that, the realm, it's all connected, right? That is saying, okay, stop what you're doing. Remember what you're thinking, you're now generating, right?
Right.
You're going to produce. So if it's shit, well, shit magnet's coming. If it's good,
Yep.
that's coming, because we truly do attract people, places, and things, circumstances, you name it. So you have to keep aware of this. And if you really want to talk to your spirit guides, if you really want to connect with them, do you want to focus on shit? Because they're not going to come through with that. That is too thick of a frequency to cut through that shit, truly.
Right.
But if you're happy, if you feel grounded, or if you're just at least not feeling chaotic and anxiety ridden, right? Then there's less of that in here to bring that realm down to connect. And then you'll start seeing more, and then they'll mean more. And then what you're going through again, you'll see the corresponding messages based on what's happening in your life.
Gotcha.
So because there's a lot of them,
Yep.
I'm going to read off this list of, I'll show you the number, and then I'm going to tell you what it means. So I printed this out earlier. There's all the numbers, basically 1 through 9. But then don't forget, when you get to the bigger numbers, 111, it's like on a clock, 1111, or 1212, or 1010. You know what I mean? And that's, I think, as far as that goes for those doubles or quadruples. But 111. Okay, so I'll read it off to you. New beginnings, manifestation, focusing your thoughts. Just pretty much what I just said, right? Very
Yep.
important. I always remember, if any of you take anything from this video at all with you, because take what serves you, relieve the rest. 111. That's, you should wake up thinking about that each and every day, because you are creating your journey, and what you think today literally is the path that leads to your tomorrows. So again, like I've told my kids, if you're thinking nothing but shit, worries me, anxiety, blah, 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 and focused on all the crap in this world, which doesn't serve you because we can't control it. So what can we control? Our mindset, our thoughts, our feelings, how we project, how we receive, and how we respond. So this
Yep.
is very important. 111 is huge. I mean, one is the start of anything. A fool's journey, right? Tarot.
Yep.
111. Fool's journey. So how are we going to go on the journey? That's what I love about tarot. It literally in syncs with numbers and experiences, and it's telling you a message through the tarot. So it all combines numerology, tarot, everything. It's so amazing. I love it. I get very excited. And then I get very excited. And then 222, which is patience. Okay. But there's more to it. New beginnings, which was saying, Kerri, be patient. You're going to get the job. Chill out. Manifestation, focusing your thoughts again, right? Sorry, no, that's the first one. Nope, I screwed that up. Regardless. Okay, 222. Balance, patience. There we go. I'm like, where's the patience? Patience, trust, and relationships. Think of two, like the lovers cards, right? You're either doing that through a business, building a relationship, it's a couple, or it's decision making time. 222. And when you amplify that number by any other amount, two times whatever, it amplifies, which with this case would be in sync numbers, 222 and more 222s. That just amplifies that experience and that message. They're really trying to, if you're seeing two all the time, 222, it's like two times three, right? Three twos.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's just on fire. Like it's really like setting that message to you. It's more energy behind that number. 333 is creativity, growth, support from spiritual guides. So when you saw your 333, you are being creative. You are sewing today. You
Yes.
make these amazing crafts. You're very crafty, and you're totally into your tarot now, and your spirit, you're opening up your whole energy field to allow this in, because you're receptive, you're a magnet, and you want it. So your frequencies are meeting, and you're being told all this amazing stuff. And that's through the numbers. Okay, 444. I always think of four to remember as a house. Okay, roof, four walls, foundation. Okay, always think of four. And when you see like the Four of Cups, not the Four of Cups, that's a bad example. Four of Wands, right? I think they're showing a happy family celebration, party, that type of thing. So 444 is production, stability, strong foundation. Think of a house, four walls,
Right.
roof, foundation. 555. Anytime you see 555, 555 cups is not a good one. That's If you get that, not great. But always go to the next one to see what the story's telling you as it unfolds as you do tarot. But in this case, it means major changes, transformation. Okay. 666. Everyone freaks out. I used to freak out with this one. I used to watch all the horror movies when I was a kid, Amityville Horror, all of it. I would freak out with 666. It's taken at 52 to just get rid of that bad vibes
Oh
on that
no,
number.
that's
Yeah,
a long time.
it's a really long time. It's taken me, well, two years ago, I should say, so 50, because I was like, you get into the numerology and the tarot and stuff, I'm like, well, six really bad. It's not. It's just we've been programmed to believe this crap, right?
Yes.
So six,
I
six,
think it's
six.
all
Say that.
Christianity. I think they
Ah,
kind
big
of messed that
surprise.
up.
I
Yeah.
know.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm not
but
positive. I like to assume that, but
no, but
anyway.
I completely agree with you. I agree. So 666, I can't even say this. Another brain fart. Whatever. Often misunderstood. Many spiritual practitioners view it as a reminder to rebalance your thoughts and priorities. I never thought of it that way. I think of six with like the six of cups, like, you're being a child or innocence and things like that. But this is a whole nother, I mean, these meanings are made. I never really see 666. You can't see that really on a clock.
My son's the last three of his social are 666, so I see it
See,
a lot. I see
there
it
you
on
go.
receipts a lot. I see 666 a lot. I've
So
never been
that's,
one to fear it, but I also did not, I mean, grow up in a Christian household, so
oh, I didn't.
I
I
didn't
never.
have that influenced on me. And I remember, I mean, there's Iron Maiden, like the run, no, not Number of the Beast. Yeah, 666. And
Number of the
then, oh,
beast.
there's another band. It's called, I don't think they're around, but they were, anyway, 667, Neighbor to the Beast.
Oh, I like that. That's clever play on words
I
and
love,
numerology
yeah,
again.
it's really, I like
That's
punny
really
stuff.
clever. I like
Anyway,
that.
yeah, so yeah, 666, not bad, guys.
Not bad. Yeah. Now, I'm actually like, you learn something new every day. I knew bits
Right.
and pieces of this number, but this is actually a better explanation. So often misunderstood, many spiritual practitioners view it as a reminder to rebalance your thoughts and priorities. I think that's cool. Now, my favorite number is seven, and you actually do have your journeys in 7, 8, or 10 years. It varies. Some people can have them longer, some people can have them shorter, but normally that's like the average. So for
Hmm.
me, everything happens in seven. I was about to turn 7 and I got my first seizure. 7 years writing my husband, 7 years living in all the homes that we've ever lived in, 7 years. It's like seven, seven, seven. And then every 7 years, personally, as us as human beings, we regrow ourselves in essence. Like we go through the whole new skin, this and that, all that stuff. So seven's pretty
Right.
powerful. And this says spiritual growth and inner wisdom. And it's also lucky seven. Like there's luck behind that number. But they're
Yeah.
all lucky in my opinion. And then 888, which we all know, 8 infinity. I don't know if you can see it. That's an infinity tattoo. Let me turn it there. There we go. And then 8 is abundance, prosperity, success. Very good. And it's infinity. So it's always, right? 999. I don't know where you're going to see 999 besides what we've discussed. I have personally never seen 999. So that will be really cool to see one day.
Price
But it
tags.
means price tags, of course. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I
Maybe.
mean
Yeah.
everything adds in 999. Yeah, I didn't think of that. No, you're right. So I
At
have
least
seen
in
it.
America.
At least in America. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. So just like the fool's journey, 9 is the one before the ending, right? So 909 means completion, endings, preparing for a new chapter. Because when you get to 10, 10 is one and 0 is 1. So fool again, start the journey again.
Right.
And this year is the fire horse year for 2026. When you add the number of 2026, what does that equal? 10,
10.
which is
1.
1. So
Yep.
it's the start of all of this, start of all the good. So that's really cool. And then, of course, 1111, awakening, alignment, paying attention, kind of just like 111, which is more about new beginnings, manifestation. They're all very similar. I love it. I love it.
I
I could go
remember
on.
a long time ago, like as growing up, uh, 1111 make a wish and you'd kiss the clock. I remember doing that. I
Oh,
don't
I've
know.
never been told that. That's
Oh,
really
yeah, I
cool.
don't know. We did. That was something. I never really thought about it till now.
No, that's cool. What is that saying about when you're working really late? What is that? Is it the 11th
Oh, the
hour
witching
or
hour?
a
Oh,
witching hour or something?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's to see numbers. I mean, it's there.
Yep.
There is spirituality. There is energy behind numbers. It does mean
Yes.
something. We put so much emphasis on our birthdays and our anniversaries and Christmas, and there's energy about all of it. And then when you tie it in with the moon, and you tie it in with the time, and then you tie it in with the energy of whatever's going on, it's just amplified. I just could go on. I just love I love
Yes. It
numbers.
is definitely more than one episode's worth,
Yeah, for sure.
but definitely fun topics. So if everybody sees the same numbers, I'm guessing they don't have the same meaning. So if I see a 333 and then later you see a 333, guessing it's not going to mean the same thing for both of us.
You're right, because think of it this way. It does, in essence, because in numerology, the three is always going to mean what the three means. But
Right.
again, why did you see it? What were you thinking? What was the experience? What was the thought process? What just happened? You know what I mean? And
So
then
the
that's the
context
number.
clues behind it.
Exactly. Just like when you go to do a spread with tarot. So you
Right.
lay out the cards. They all have their own numbers on them. So they all have that meaning baseline, right? And then the
Right.
pictures and then the colors and then how it's set up and which way they're folding out the story of your read. So I used to freak when I used to see the devil card. Wouldn't you?
Or
Or
hanged man
Omniville
or
Horror.
death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
A
I
lot
grew up
of
with
people.
Omniville Horror,
Yeah.
the Children of the Corn. I mean, I could go on. Terrifying. Oh, I can't watch them anymore because I'm so scared of all this crap. I can't do horror anymore. I can't. I can do thrillers. I can't do horror. But
I'm just a
those,
chicken shit.
I just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those experiences, right? They are, you think evil when you see the death
Right.
card. You think evil when you see the devil card. You think evil. You When you see the tower, you think, oh my god, my whole world. And it doesn't always mean that. It's what you question
No.
you've asked and the answers they need to tell you. And so you roll out the cards, whatever. If you're doing a Celtics, is it Celtics or Celtics? I always get it wrong. Cross.
I say Celtic.
Okay, we'll say Celtic then for this
Okay.
purpose. So Celtic cross, you ask a question. And for example, I actually asked, I got back into my tarot this morning because I'm in this new routine and I made time this morning because I'm missing it desperately. And it's like anything. If you don't use your
Yes.
tarot all the time, you lose it. You just lose the meanings, you lose the energy, all that stuff that comes together. And I got the devil card today. And normally, if I wasn't where I am now, I'd be panicking. I'd be like, why? But I knew immediately what it was. And I was like, oh, that energy. And I don't want to get too much into it. There's no point. But basically, at work, there's a person that's causing a lot of issues. And that's that devil energy. Like, see, what's cool about the devil energy is you have the devil in the card, right? And then you have
Yep.
the man and the woman, and they're on chains, right? But in those being chained to this energy, because like there's that saying, you have to sell your soul to the devil to get the riches and the greed and the power that you want. So there's
Yeah.
that, which is basically the meaning practically to that card, right? So do you tie yourself to the devil? But if you look at the card, you'll see that the girl and the guy, they could literally just take their chains right off and go walk.
Right.
They could any
Right.
moment, but that's a choice. Again, free will, right?
Yep.
So when I saw that card, I'm like, oh, that has nothing to do with me. I knew who it was about. And then when you go to the next card, you're like, here's the story. This is what's going to happen. It's crossed by, and then so on and so forth, you know? And I was like, yes, and it's all good in what's going to happen for work. So I'm all excited about that. But it was so interesting how what you're going through right now in this moment, you then ask a question like, hey, spirit guides, like I ask mine every day, just tell me what you want to tell me today. What's going on? Let's have a conversation,
Right.
and then I'll do it because I'm not asked. I don't really have any very really deep specific ones right now because I'm just kind of exploring, enjoying being as open as possible. And it just told this amazing story of literally what's happening at work right now. And I was like, it just kind of freaks me out sometimes too. Like, wow, like
Yeah.
that is so spot on. I can't even get over it. I didn't set them up that way. I shuffled 7 times, seven again, my favorite number. Then I did it and I was like, oh my God. And then I pulled 2 clarifiers just to make sure, because sometimes I need to do that just for my own peace of mind. And I got the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel's turning. And I also
Yep.
got, what did I get? It's still in I got the Judgment card. I was like, that is so spot on. So it was really good. It was really good. But that answers your question based on what you're going through, based on what I'm going through.
Right.
When you see those numbers, that's what your message is from your angel spirit slash angel guides. We're calling them angel guides, I guess, or whatever. You know, they're basically your intuition, your message, your higher self. Whoever that
Yeah.
is for you is telling you at the moment what that means for you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So do you think somebody can become too obsessed with angel numbers and start um, making symbols out of nothing?
That's true too. Yes, I do believe so. I mean, I am obsessed in the sense of not OCD obsessed, but obsessed in the sense that some days I'll look for them and I will see them, but I also like maybe saw it just before it became it. Do you mean like on a clock? I was like, if I wait
Right.
another second, and that's kind of cheating. You're supposed to just see it as
Right.
willy nilly, right?
Yeah.
So if you become too obsessive, then you allow that to control your life like anything. Anything can become a new drug, so to speak.
Right.
Coca-Cola, potato chips, whatever your vice is. So like you and I, we're heavily into spirituality now and we love it and we're going it at our pace, but we're also very open. So we're not like really rigid. I think we are
Right.
as individuals very grounded in our lives where we are at our ages, what we want, where we want to go, and what we see for ourselves in the future. You kind of need that stability in yourself. You also need common sense. I mean, you want to be inspired by what they're telling you, but you also, if you don't understand what they're telling you, what if you go on this different tangent
Right.
that takes you to the wrong spot? And they're like, no, 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 that's not what I meant. They're trying to get you back and they might show you some other numbers, but you're just like, no, that was the number I was waiting
Right.
for. And that's where we're going. And it's like, no, no, like just be open, just be
Right.
grounded and it's like when you just look up and you see it on the clock or you heard it on the radio or you see it on a billboard. You know, I find it funny. I could be even thinking something and I go to pick up and I'm like, there it is, 555, big change. You know, and
Right.
it'll go like that, and that's the way it should be, natural, easy flow. Always think of spirituality, excuse me, as flow. So you want it to be open to enter all that energy into you and those messages. But if you're controlling, I think it would backfire. And I also don't think your angels and spirit guides and whomever, your higher self, whichever, would be really activated then, because you're not on
Right.
this path of openness. You're on this path of, this is like kind of like tunnel vision. And I think that
Right.
would ruin the experience because you're now more in an obsessive kick than you are just being with the flow and just enjoying spiritually for what it is and learning and growing naturally. That's what I think
What
anyway.
what is that expression? A watched pot never boils.
That
So,
Yes,
I mean, basically, if you're going to sit there and look for it, it's not going to be
it's not going to
there.
happen. Yeah, that's
Right.
actually a very good is it analogy? Is that the word I'm looking for?
I
Analogy?
think so. So, whether you believe angel numbers are messages from your spirit guides, signs from the universe, or just meaningful messages to stay aware. So, really, they invite us to slow down and pay attention to our lives. The magic may not necessarily be in the number in itself, but it's in the moment that makes us stop and notice. Well, as our conversation may be ending, the magic always flows.
So until next time, trust your intuition, follow the magic, and keep the cauldron brewing. Yay! To see you later.
Bye.
Bye.